Hello everyone, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest videos. Never seen before. Such a hardworking and capable woman. Just because she was tired of the city's working life, she returned alone to her hometown to live a pastoral life on a picturesque hillside. She built her own manor, raising cattle and chickens, and a few piglets, sometimes going to other people's chicken farms to pick some native eggs to sell at the market, or going to melon farmers' fields, harvesting watermelons to sell, to gain more income. Meng Yao, with her sweet appearance, no matter what kind of fruits she sold, or vegetables, they were often sold out. Her beauty and enthusiasm always made her well-liked. This kind of free life, unrestrained and profitable pastoral living, is something countless people long for. Meng Yao's mountain home has beautiful scenery, clear mountains and waters. Especially on the hills of Renji Denhai, there are many precious species. Meng Yao often finds these mountain treasures there, earning a great profit. This is the rare Chinese medicine Beijiagan. After Meng Yao found it, she sold it all at the market. And today, Meng Yao walked 1 or 2 hours on mountain paths, arriving at a valley full of strange stones of different shapes. The water resources have dried up, but in this stony valley, most stones are still soaked in water. And Meng Yao will search here for her mountain treasures. Meng Yao holds a machete, sometimes bending down to move the stones aside, checking if there are fish underneath. If she can catch one or two fish, it would also be quite worthwhile for her. The machete in her hand also serves as protection. In case there are snakes in the water, she can quickly drive them away. After all, in this wilderness, there are inevitably some dangerous species right next to where Meng Yao moved the stone. In the water there was actually a carp lying quietly, not very big. When it saw Meng Yao arrive, the fish didn't feel afraid. However, when Meng Yao tried to grab it, the fish sensed danger, quickly turned around and escaped from Meng Yao's hands. After all, the water was really too shallow. No matter where the fish swam, Meng Yao could see it clearly. After several back and forth attempts, she finally caught the fish. Looking at the fish in her hand, Meng Yao was overjoyed. Finally, she had a harvest, holding it carefully in her palms. Perhaps she felt the fish was too cute, or maybe it was too small to kill. So she released it back into the water and continued searching for other species. It seemed that Meng Yao's goal today wasn't catching fish, but finding more valuable mountain goods among these oddly shaped piles of stones. To find good mountain treasures required careful observation. Every step she took or when she bent down, she had to be cautious, sometimes using her machete to stir the water. Maybe the mountain goods she sought were hiding in some pile of stones or crevice. The water wasn't very deep and it was crystal clear, not affecting Meng Yao's vision. She could see at a glance whether there was something valuable under the stones. It reminded her of her childhood days searching for little fish by the river, quite similar to this. As long as she flipped the stones, there were often many fish hiding underneath. Of course, there could also be dangerous species, like water snakes and the like. Seeing Meng Yao's cautious look, it was exactly the same as back then. At this moment, a soft-shelled turtle under the stones, hearing the commotion, desperately squeezed into a crack. It seemed the little one sensed the danger coming. After all, in this quiet mountain valley, there were rarely such loud sounds in the mist. At this moment, Meng Yao also discovered the soft-shelled turtle. She quickly moved to the turtle's hiding place, trying to catch it with her hands. But the turtle had already crawled into a stone hole. Helpless, Ming Yao stretched her machete into the hole, trying to pry the turtle out. After prying, she reached her hand inside again, but still couldn't grab the turtle. So after repeating the same action several times, she finally caught the turtle she wanted. Holding the freshly caught turtle in her hands, Ming Yao felt full of joy. Her happiness was obvious. Looking carefully again and again, this turtle was in great condition, plump, weighing about 1 or 2 jin. It should fetch a good price. Compared to other mountain goods, the price of turtles is very expensive. If one day she could catch 8 or 10 of them, for Ming Yao, that would mean a very considerable daily income. Since she found one in this pile of stones, there must be more turtles hidden here. So Ming Yao continued among the rocks, looking here and there. This season was not the rainy season, so the water flow was not strong. Catching fish or turtles was still relatively easy. Here, far from pollution, the water was clear. Any kind of fish would be cleaner than those sold in the market. Living off the mountains and drinking from the waters, Ming Yao carefully observed every single hole, afraid of missing any turtle. For her, finding one meant a fortune. At this time, a turtle stayed still in a cave, enjoying this rare piece. The cool river water was very suitable for turtles to grow, especially in such valleys. Ming Yao, who liked searching for mountain goods, knew this very well. After searching more than a dozen places, she still hadn't found a turtle. Ming Yao did not give up. When she searched this place, she finally found another turtle. Her happiness overflowed onto her face. Looking carefully, she checked whether this turtle had been bitten by snakes or injured in any way. After confirming it was fine, she carefully placed it into the basket on her back and continued her search. Turtles are very much loved by people, especially wild ones. In Vietnam, they are considered a rare delicacy. Turtles mainly eat fish, shrimp, or insects, growing in freshwater areas or lakes. But the turtles Ming Yao was searching for were found in the mountain valleys, where few people ever come. Far away from noise and industrial pollution, the turtles that grow here have undeniable nutritional value and price. That goes without saying. Turtle meat is delicious, rich in protein, vitamins, and many nutrients. In cooking, it can be made into a variety of tasty dishes, and it also has ornamental value. In cities, people even raise turtles as pets for viewing, making them part of life's joys. In terms of medicinal value, the turtle's worth is also not to be ignored. For example, many parts of the turtle's body can be used in medicine, especially its shell, which is often included in prescriptions. Because of this, many people farm turtles themselves through large-scale breeding to obtain greater economic benefits. Of course, from the perspective of nutrition and medicine, farm turtles and wild ones are vastly different. After a busy half-day, Ming Yao didn't catch many turtles, but she was still enthusiastically searching, afraid of missing any turtle's hiding spot. It seems when someone has good luck, nothing can stop them. Ming Yao moved a relatively large stone and found 2 more turtles. Although these 2 turtles were not very big, it was still quite a good harvest. For many people, Turtles and tortoises look almost the same, but in fact they are very different. In terms of their shells, the turtle's shell is softer, while the tortoise's shell is harder. When faced with danger, the tortoise quickly retracts its head into the shell to protect itself. That's why people often call it a shrinking head tortoise. But the turtle's shell is soft and easily damaged by external force. The tortoise, on the other hand, needs a much greater force to break its shell. The turtle has a pointed mouth and long snout, while the tortoise has a short, round mouth. Tortoises live longer, often symbolizing longevity. But turtles have rich nutritional value and are very popular as food among common people. After half a day of searching, Meng Yao also felt very tired. She was still far from filling her whole basket. After catching the last turtle, Meng Yao decided to leave, walking out of the mountains, heading to the market to sell the turtles. It still took her some time on the road. When Meng Yao arrived at the market, it was already bustling with people. Vendors busy selling all kinds of goods. This was a large, spontaneously formed, open-air market. Anyone could set up a stall anywhere. The key advantage was no management fee required. Two customers standing in front of Meng Yao's stall looked again and again at the turtles she was selling. Even though Meng Yao kept smiling and introducing them, she still couldn't spark the customers' interest. It seemed setting up a stall wasn't so easy. Next to Meng Yao, an elderly grandmother with a weathered face, after squatting for a long time, finally sold a bunch of vegetables. She should have been enjoying her old age at home. To reduce the burden at home, she still had to grow vegetables to earn money. At this moment, an uncle saw the turtles Meng Yao was selling. As someone who often cooked, at a glance, he knew these were wild turtles. And today, his father-in-law happened to be visiting. How could he miss such a good thing? So without hesitation, he bought a plump one to treat his father-in-law, who came from afar. Receiving money from her first customer, Meng Yao was overjoyed. Today there was a light drizzle. The rain wasn't heavy, but Meng Yao had brought an umbrella with her, so she didn't worry about her clothes getting wet. People wandering the market for bargains. All wanted to buy something good and cheap to take home. From time to time, customers came up to Meng Yao, looking again and again, whether they wanted to buy turtles or just came to look at them. Meng Yao treated everyone warmly, smiling as she introduced her wild turtles. Then came an energetic old man with a cane in his hand and glasses on. At first glance, he was someone who knew quality. Without talking much with Meng Yao, he bought a turtle without hesitation. At his age, he really should be nourishing himself well. A turtle stewed with some precious herbs would truly be a delicacy. The old man was also someone with rich life experience. After handing the money to Meng Yao, he didn't rush away. He waited for her to finish counting before slowly walking off. Afraid that after giving her the money, Meng Yao might say it wasn't enough or accuse him of giving counterfeit money. Although Meng Yao looked sweet and not like someone deceitful, the old man still wanted to be cautious. As more and more people crowded the market, Meng Yao's business became better and better. For many people, buying one or two wild turtles was truly a rare chance. In a market filled with all kinds of goods, someone like Meng Yao, who searched for turtles in the mountains to sell, are truly very rare. For those who know their value and whose financial conditions are better, the price is not really a problem. Meng Yao's pastoral life is beautiful, But behind that beauty is also hard effort. Rice, oil, and salt all cost money. Aside from searching for mountain goods to sell, she also raises livestock, grows crops, or sells fruits and vegetables. These have all become important ways for Meng Yao to earn money. Hardworking and diligent, enduring hardships. In this busy and fast-paced life, she still lives a fulfilling life. And now by selling turtles, Meng Yao can make a good profit. But after all, not every day brings such luck. Since turtles are still relatively scarce, thrifty Meng Yao usually doesn't like to spend money. Even when she earns some, her clothes have become quite old. After some hesitation, she finally bought herself a stylish piece of clothing to dress herself up. Everyone loves beauty, especially a pretty girl. Meng Yao put on the clothes she chose, looking again and again at herself in the mirror. From her simple look, she instantly turned into a beauty. It seems the saying clothes make the man, saddle makes the horse, does hold some truth. After paying for it, Meng Yao hurried straight home. Her stomach was already growling with hunger. She planned to cook a good meal to reward herself. And the free-range chickens at home were surely hungry too, waiting for her to return and feed them.